Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the Christmas Community live stream. Coming to you live with for apparently 4x3 because Discord can't decide to do 1080p anymore. So I have several people that are here, and we're just going to talk about a couple of subjects tonight. And I thought it would be fun just to do some Christmas themes that are Linux related. So I have a first question. This is for anybody that wants to just answer it. What Linux distro would Santa run to manage millions of deliveries in one night? I should have known. Anybody can go?
You said it manages millions of deliveries every night.
In one night.
Could.
One night.
I mean, Debian would probably get the job done, as long as it was configured correctly.
Well, I mean, if you want the rock solid stability, I mean, you want your resident here to start preaching.
So far, we got Debian and Slackware, the two oldest in the entire group. So,
yep.
I argue Slackware would be multiple nights.
Yeah.
Millions of packages every night.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to give the argument for Gentoo.
I was going to say, I'm rocking Gentoo. I don't know how far back it dates, but
I like than most people think.
looking. No. Well, it looks like Gentoo's having an internal server error.
March 31st, 2002.
Okay, yeah.
So far we've got Debian and we got Gentoo in Slackware.
It says gentoo.org was registered on the 4th of October, 99.
They probably started that's the 1.0 release date is what I gave. So.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we could not use Gentoo because it took way too long to compile reindeer drivers.
Yeah, if you're going to try doing something like that,
yeah,
you need to make your own binary blobs and do cross compiling, and it's a pain in the neck.
And they couldn't use Manjaro because the elves told them that it worked yesterday, and,
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things too. Like, I'm not really sure if.
Feel free to follow.
I'm not really sure if Ubuntu would actually be in this discussion because, I mean, you do have access to PPA, so there'd be a lot more software, so to speak.
Yeah, but then if they ever try to update, he would just run into nothing but fucking endings. Sorry. They ended up running into endings and just, it never works anyway. That was always my experience with PPAs. It just never worked.
To be fair, Nate never said they had to update what delivered the packages.
True.
It could just stay forever at 5 years old.
Yeah. Somebody could make the argument here for Temple OS or something.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
At least it'd be holy.
Are we going down this rabbit hole again?
Okay.
I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay. If Santa used Linux, would he prefer Systemd or OpenRC?
I'm torn. I'm 50-50 on this one. I'm like, Santa's old school and old fashioned, so definitely. But I mean, Systemd does kind of just make things easy. Like, has all the little.
He ain't got time for that.
It's got his fingers and everything, so Systemd just kind of takes care of everything like the elves does. But again, he's old school, so SysV and OpenRC. I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, all Santa does is drive the sleigh. It's the elves that actually do all the work. So really, it's what the elves would be using to get the work done.
Systemd make their life easier.
Probably.
I did that because he's making the argument that it's old school. It'd be an old school system, and they wouldn't have Systemd on it yet.
They'd probably be writing an assembly knowing the elves.
Yeah,
It'll be a system of
Santa's
bash
just rocking
script.
an old 32-bit system.
It'll
Oh,
just be a
God.
system of bash scripts
Is
to
it
mount
one
the
of
system.
they're just writing everything in Cobble.
Is it one of those systems that have the turbo button on it, or you can flick it up and
Yep.
down?
Yes.
There you go. Who's
Punch card
DOS?
system. Just saying.
They don't have the button that has the lever you click on up and down to turn the machine on and off.
I
I
miss
have
the
one of
days of an
those.
actual straight up switch for your freaking computer.
Matter of
If
fact,
I ever have a switch for my computer, it's going to be like the fighter jets. It's going to have that guard on it. You're going to have to flip up, and then the really satisfying thunk.
Yes.
You know
Good
what?
idea.
Speaking of that turbo button, that's a regression. And as far as computers go, we used to have a physical button on the machine. You could turn turbo mode on and off. Now you have to reboot into BIOS and turn off and on turbos. Another control. What happened to that? Why do we go backwards? I want my
The
turbo
elves
button
can't
back.
stand that. We can't have the elves rebooting in the middle of delivering packages. Like, that doesn't happen.
I want my BIOS speaker back.
wait, you
Right?
can't have,
He's-
you
Because
can't
a
have,
Cloudflare pushes a bad update.
so we can't have elves rebooting, so that means they'll never be able to use Arch. Ever.
True.
Well, they couldn't use the AUR because it'll just get DDoSed on Christmas. So
Facts.
Did I just hear a beep? I'm sorry. What
Yeah.
was that?
Someone whose smoke alarm needs the battery changed.
Oh, that's my chair.
wasn't
Sorry.
mine a brand new a
Oh,
month ago. That ain't me.
Okay. I'm going to go on to the next question. So pretty much we all agree that System D would probably be it because it works. And if they were using Debian.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
yeah, if they're using Debian, I believe that.
Okay. All right. If Christmas Eve was a cron job, what would the schedule look like?
That's, once a year, right? It'd be like Cron Not Yearly.
But what would it do though? What would be the
Oh.
purpose of it?
I feel like we'd have to just execute a script because there's more than one thing that's. Yeah. You got to sprinkle the magic on top at the final, like
Yeah.
there's way too much. It's got to be a script. That's all Drew's category.
I wouldn't think it'd be one big master script either. It would probably be one script that executes that then goes and executes other scripts.
Or are we
I mean, you
making?
could make it one big,
One
giant-
shell script for all.
I was gonna say, are we
One
making an
script.
argument for Butternotes again?
Oh my god! It's going to be user local bin deliver gifts.sh, and then we're good to go. And we run it 0/25/12.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Anybody else got any inputs?
And
do
then
wanna
you'd have the then you'd have the restart service. Elves restart after the certain time. After Christmas, the elves have to restart this as a service.
It's like, yeah.
And we got to update the naughty list.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you have to tee into the naughty list.
Yep.
Somebody says Santa still uses a Commodore, so we're probably all wrong. He's probably booting to BASIC first.
Yeah, he's got like 8-bit system. Yeah.
Well, then technically, wouldn't that be the Atari?
He's using field notes. I'm sure of that. I mean,
Probably. Guaranteed.
No.
With his fountain pen.
No, he's using punch cards. 100%.
definitely.
Well, hey, since Windows spies on you so much, maybe Santa uses Windows because he wants to spy on all the kids, right?
He already knows. He doesn't need Windows
is
to for him.
Santa is
No.
Copilot.
He is the proponent of Copilot.
No.
Is that what you're trying to say?
He can't run
The elves
Windows.
invented Copilot. Is that what we're trying to say here?
Guys, we all know that if you try to
That's
run a
not
script
true.
that complex on Windows would probably just blue screen. Let's be real.
He
Granted.
wouldn't make it through writing the script anyway.
Yeah.
on Windows. You'd get bored and ask Copilot to do it, and then it would probably delete your hard disk.
So are we making an argument for macOS then? Because, Apple collects all the data that they say they never use.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know because Steve Jobs would probably be on the naughty list anyway. It's like Bill Gates.
Are you sure?
But then every kid wants an iPhone these days, so maybe I'm wrong.
Keep going. iPhone, MacBook, iPad, iWatch, whatever it's called. So confirmed, Santa uses a MacBook, apparently.
Well, at least he'd have good battery life on the sleigh.
Can you imagine Santa just like whipping out this big old 16-inch MacBook Pro? Kapalin source.
Get out the you see the add-in cards for like cellular. See this giant antenna off the side so he can surface.
So this is a question for everybody. I don't know what happened to Drew. What terminal color scheme feels like the most festive?
I have no clue. I don't really do themes.
I think the one that you could modify you could modify a little bit and make it easily festive would be like something like I think it's called Monokai, or
I was just gonna say that, yeah, because you could make it brighter.
yeah, because it's already a really bright theme. You could make it a little brighter and then just give it Christmas colors.
Oh, but
Yeah, it's really focused around like the really bright spectrum too, right? So
what would be the Christmas colors though? Because would it be the red and green, or would it be the blue and white?
Definitely the red and green.
Yeah, they're going for style points, red and green.
Okay. Well, I went with blue and green, so I'm totally off. Anyways. So
A little bit of
Throw all
both
three in
worlds,
there.
but
yeah, this is the representing. I think it's blue and white personally, but I guess I just threw in a green for whatever. But I was going to wear Drew's hat, and then I decided, oh wait, since it's my channel, I guess I should actually rep my own hat. It'd be kind of weird. But okay. Question: what Linux tool would Mrs. Claus use to monitor Santa's CPU temperature?
I'd say she's just going to be looking cool and using B-top. It's going to look over the whole system.
I think it depends on how angry she is at him on the day.
Yeah.
Because, S2E is a thing, and you can technically monitor temperatures through it, but you can also stress the system out and make it run like crap. So if he's been a particularly agitating person, you could just lag his system out.
Yep. That sounds a lot more suiting.
At least I'm pretty sure you can execute that through SSH. I haven't tried.
So Santa use containers to deliver packages, where you prefer Docker, Podman, or Kubernetes?
Kubernetes.
Yeah.
I mean,
He wants something that's going to
Yeah,
be damn
Kubernetes,
reliable.
yeah. All over the place.
Now,
It's all
here's the
about the
final
scape.
question that we can go on to whatever topic y'all want to hit. Final question. What would Santa's actual Linux system look like? What would be the actual build?
I just had a really bad visual image of Mrs. Claus.
I feel like he'd used XFCE just because he's old school.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, I don't see him either going for like this massively powerful tower necessarily. I mean, unless he's running a really old computer, then maybe it makes sense, but he probably
I
just
picture
needs
his
this amount of
tower
CPU.
being like one of those big old gray things sitting in the corner. Like,
I'm thinking I'm thinking sleeper build.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, it'd look like an old dinosaur over in the corner, but you pop that side panel off and it'd just be some ball, and it'd be like a Threadripper Pro.
yeah, it'd be like an all white Fred Ripper build.
Yeah.
think he needs a GPU on that though?
Yeah, he'd probably be rocking like a 5090.
I don't think
Special.
so.
No, he'd be going AMD. He'd be smart.
No, I don't think so either.
I
think
suppose he'd want a workstation.
Yeah, I think he'd be going with the video like a Ada.
He'd have an AI
8,000.
running his workshop.
Yeah, he'd have like 4 or 5 Ada 8000s, just all in NVLink and absolutely just crushing. But but if you have that many GPUs, it technically means you probably need about 2 terabytes of RAM.
Something like that.
I mean, he could probably afford it.
That's true. I
He
mean, he
also
could make
just
his
make
own,
it.
apparently.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate stealth
Yeah.
master. I mean, he could just pop into someone's chimney and steal the thing.
He has an army of elves. I mean, how are you going to stop however many elves he's got, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if 50 elves walked into my store, I'd probably just let them do whatever they want because I'm not stopping them.
Okay. Next one's a little controversial. If
No.
Jesus used Linux, which system would it be? There's only one correct
We
answer.
really want to go down that rabbit hole right now?
Yeah, there's only one correct answer.
I feel like he would use Unix instead of Linux.
Temple OS.
I know Nate's answer.
The only answer is Temple OS.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Written in Holy See.
Touche.
All right. So that was it for all the little weird questions. So now we can talk about whatever. And I'm going to start off with Matt. I'm very disappointed in you because you got me into these stinking pins, and they work too well. And yeah, don't ever buy one because then you want to get another one, and yeah, it just keeps compiling. And I don't know what to do with that. That's just ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, you just wind up with an entire fucking armada of pens, you know?
Yeah, have you seen the little case that I've already gotten in my cart that Matt bought? That you can put like 20 of them in this. And that
I
little
used to
zipper
work at
holder.
Staples, so I know all about. I mean, once you start using those, there's no going back.
It's ruined me. Like
Is it a
it's
fountain pen?
yeah, it's a fountain pen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fancy.
See, and it's hard
Well, that's
to.
Nate to be all fancy.
It's even one that actually like screws on, so you can travel with it, which is
Hell yeah.
cool.
Oh, shit.
And now I want another one. And there's another one that's kind of like camo with orange, and I thought it was cool too. And I kind of want that one, but yeah, not sure.
Nate doesn't have enough money in his wallet for all of it.
I've got $1. I've actually got $1 in my wallet. If you want to go down that road.
It's the week after Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, all my extra children, I'll call them, took all my money. I've been to 4 houses delivering presents. I'm a little low right now, so yeah.
I get it.
Fair enough.
But just what are y'all been up to? And I'm going to kind of let y'all do the community stuff here at this point because this is what it's about, just hanging out and talking about whatever. So
I've mostly just been over here ripping music away.
Yeah, my wife's been working hard on ripping the rest of our DVDs and whatnot to our Jellyfin server. She's
I need
about
to
got
get
them all
a
done. Her
computer
goal
running with my
by
DVDs.
Yeah, I've done like 500 movies and about 6 TV series in the last month.
Wow.
I need to get into doing that, man.
I still
Yeah.
got like I'm like at the halfway point, I think, maybe, if that. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
gonna be like me. I've got a good couple hundred movies at least.
Yeah,
I
I've got like 10 boxes to go through still. I think.
Oh my god.
Speaking of TV shows, I had to rewatch all of Stranger Things, but I'm caught back up now. Anybody else watching that?
I have to
I'm-
watch through it. I stopped watching at season 3, so I got to watch through it again.
I won't ruin it, but there's a really serious twist, and like halfway through the last season.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for all of the new Fallout series to come out before I watch it. I can't just sit there and watch 2 episodes.
That's hard.
That's
Yeah.
one of my problems with like Star Trek New Worlds, because they had such a long gap between seasons because of a bunch of stuff going on in Hollywood that I want to be able just to watch a whole season at a time, and it's really piecemeal right now. I don't even think the next season's technically out yet. Certainly not out on Blu-ray, so I'm like, I'll just wait until we've got a season or 2 out, and then I'll go buy the Blu-ray and watch it.
That's kind of where I'm at anymore. I've kind of been like slowly canceling all of my subscriptions.
Yeah, I think we're down to.
Here you go.
I still pay for YouTube,
There you go.
That's one.
and I think my wife has 1 or 2
These are all 1
That's-
terabytes.
hard drive.
Jesus.
All hard drives.
Are they all full?
No, they're all empty now.
A little RAID array.
Let's say my new server is going to be quite full before it even gets off the ground.
Yeah, I need to buy more storage.
I've got those. I've got those. I've got an IDE SSD from a dead computer, and
Got a couple
1 or
of those.
2 gum stick
Ooh.
drives left.
I need to hit up
Um,
War Thunder about some SSDs.
Now, most of those are used, still in good shape. 1 or 2 of them I wouldn't sell to my worst enemy because they've been through a lot. One of them I just redeployed on my 6520 or 30. I've had since 2013. It's a 240 gig PNY SSD, and it
Jesus.
still tests fine. I have probably reloaded operating systems between 200 to 300 times on it in that many years. I've had Windows 7 on it, Windows 10, Windows 8, which I think is what I originally bought it for. It was in my original Optiplex 780 that I built a long, long time ago. And then it's bounced around Linux machines. I think my wife had it for a while.
I've got an old Samsung Pro with 256 gig that's just as old. That
Yeah.
started out Windows 7. I upgraded to Windows 8.1, upgraded to Windows 10, numerous different distributions of Linux, and now it's got Windows 11 on it again now. It's my dual boot drive. So it
Yeah.
rarely gets used anymore. Like, it's not mounted or nothing, but it's...
And then there's me over here. I kill an NVMe in 2 years.
Well, you can.
You can have bad luck.
You certainly can.
Bad luck of the draw.
What
It's
was
one of the
it?
cheap XPG ones. It lasted like 6-7 years though. But it was my first NVMe. It died this year.
I like to see at least 4 years out of an SSD before I'll be like, all right, well, as long as it's affordable, I'll
There you
replace it.
go.
You know?
I have noticed.
And if I run Smart on it, it says it still passes.
Yeah.
So I still use it.
I've only had one that failed Smart, but I still have around. I don't know where it is right now. It was the boot drive that was in my server,
Yeah.
my old server for a long time. It was a 128 gig SanDisk.
I got an oldie for some of the computer guys.
OCZ. I got some
yeah.
RAM from them around here.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is like 60 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's SATA 2. Holy. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a
Oh,
system for my cousins.
Well, since we're
That's an
going,
old Phenom 2 system.
since we're going old school here, I mean, I could just throw these stickers out here.
I was gonna say, here come the floppies.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had the stuff from my mom's house, I'd have floppy disks too.
Actually, what's funny is I actually have my floppy drive right here in front of my machine, so I can actually still use it. And these are old
Nice.
games, actually.
Wild.
So
Not
This drive is so old it doesn't even have the storage size. It tells you how many cylinders, sectors, and heads. There's no gigabyte
Ooh.
rating.
I got enough CDs for anybody.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So I can't find my zip drive, but Some of you will recognize Laserdisc. Anybody?
Oh man.
Oh,
I got
man.
three-
Hell yeah. Well, I mean,
A buddy of mine has a player, and I'm actually
turntables,
gonna.
anybody?
I've never experienced Laserdisc. So one of these days, I'm gonna take a beer. I'm gonna go to his house, and we're gonna drink, and we're all gonna experience Laserdisc together. Because I don't think he's ever played his either. He just knows that it works because his
Fine.
dad's used it.
Nice.
Paper and pen, anybody? The original computer?
I can make that happen. I have to dig around a little bit, but
Oh yeah. Well, I got a fun one, Nate. I don't know if I ever shared this one with you. So, this is an NES cartridge for Excite Bike.
Oh, yes. That's an awesome
So-
game.
This one's special. I had to rebuy it. So the guy that sold me my NES, this was back in 2015, 2016. I think I bought it for like $50 for a whole console, 25, 30 games, 2 controllers, everything you needed. I don't know if that comes across on stream, but you see what's wrong with it? It's all like warped and messed up on the end. The contacts are a little burned.
Just
So
gotta
what
blow on
happened-
it real good. Just blow on it real hard.
yeah.
So what happened to this is this guy, he was rough at the time, threw this NES and all this stuff in like you know those bags you buy like if you go to the gym, those sweat bags and whatnot. He got all this crap in a sweat bag and then on a scooter drove it from his apartment all the way to campus. And unfortunately, this was near the tailpipe all the way there. And so it just got absolutely mangled from being there.
Damn.
I ended up finding a copy for $5 at a yard sale, but like it was still cool. I got so when he showed up, he was gonna charge me like over $100 for this NES, and so at the time my mother worked there, and she heard I was buying this, so she got involved as your parents do, and she looked him right in the eye and says, "You are not gonna charge my son $1 over $50, and you're gonna be happy about it." And she just shamed the hell out of him, and so I got the whole thing for like $50, and I was like, yes.
Nice.
And nowadays, just that one cartridge is probably worth $50.
Oh yeah, probably.
I was recently.
$50.
I was in a game shop today, and I decided to check the price of a complete in-box Earthbound, and holy crap, it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
believe
It
it.
went $2,500 for a complete in-box Earthbound.
Wow.
There is one fun thing I did get over the Christmas break here. So I had found there's a game store we go to that's near my wife's parents, and I already had a copy of Star Trek Armada, but I got a spare copy for $5 off their one shelf because you don't see it around very much. I also got this game now. I think I have it on GOG, or at least I have one of the editions. It's called Independence War. It's a ship simulator from like the early 2000s. And it's a really cool game if you ever get into it, if you're into such things. Anyway, I brought this up to the counter, and we had like, I think my wife bought like half of Murder, She Wrote on DVD. So we had like a whole stack of DVDs, and then, I brought this up. This says $5 on it. And then I set this one up, and there's no sticker on this thing anywhere. It was just in the same rack as the other stuff. So I expected $5. And he starts looking at it, and he can't find a sticker. And I was like, yeah, it was on the same rack as the other ones, probably the same price. And he said, I really don't want to deal with this. And then he sees it's circa 1998 and says, you know what? You can just have it. And he just lays it in front of me and said, you can just keep it. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I just
So I
took
get
a stack. And when I say stack, it's like this of just old in-box PC games that I went through thrift stores. Needless to say, it's kind of empty around in my area because I just went to grabbing all of them for 99 cents. So,
Hey,
Yep.
the
Smart.
deal. I have a pair of box.
Bob will probably know this one. I got Deer Hunter Revenge 4.
I actually don't know if I know that one.
Oh, you got to try that game at one point.
I'll look up some gameplay.
Oh, that game is great.
I don't know if I had that one. I know I had one of them.
I have 1,
The
2,
XP era.
and 3 all in big box, and the only one I didn't have was 4. And I found it for Actually, it was half off because I also got Rainbow Six Siege in what do you call it? The what's the pack called?
That's like a late '90s game, early 2000, ain't it?
Yeah,
Called Deer Hunter's Revenge.
Deer Hunter's Revenge. No, Deer. That is. How's it? It's Deer something or Deer Avenger maybe.
Oh, Deer Avenger 4.
Yeah.
Okay. But sure looks like something.
Yeah.
You should totally play that game too at some point. You gotta at least play it once. That game is
Yeah, that sure. Like I said, it sure looks different, but could be interesting.
And then I also picked up Redneck's Rampage. I mean, it's kind of that one for sure. But the only problem is the rednecks remind me of the ones from Ohio, not actual rednecks from the South. That's the problem. And yes, there are rednecks in Ohio. I met some.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah.
You guys remember the game Mother Truckers?
Yep.
Can't say I played that one.
Oh, Big Mother Truckers?
Yeah, Big Mother Truckers.
Yep. Played that on the original Xbox.
Yeah, those were good games.
Yeah.
I remember all
Destroy
the
All
others.
Humans.
I actually just
I've heard
bought
that one.
both of those games on Steam because
So good. The remakes. There's a couple of jokes that they took out of the original, but
yeah, it does look a lot better though.
it looks a lot better. Yes.
Yeah,
That's kind
I
of
mean,
what
it
I
was-
wonder what would happen if you just had an HDMI modded Xbox.
Got a question.
yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
What would you
Does
rather
exist.
use, Steam or Good Old Gamers?
Depends.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
like Steam.
I usually just use Steam.
I
If-
think I
Personal preference. Plus, they're doing a lot right now too, right? So,
I have Destroy All Humans on GOG, and it doesn't work multiplayer because the servers are down. It's trying to use old servers and not new Steam.
Yeah.
I think.
No idea.
And for me, it depends because there are some old games that I'll put on like an offline system. Like
You know,
on my sim rig, I have another PC that's like an Athlon 2 system. This Windows 7. I don't put that on the public net. Now it does connect to the wireless to my NAS because I keep my GOG game installers on there. But if I need an offline situation, I'm 100% going to go GOG if I can. And if there's any game that I truly want to own, that like if my Steam account got deleted tomorrow, that I would be like devastated to not have, I'll probably buy it on GOG. There's actually one I did do it for intentionally. It was Cyberpunk when it came out. I bought on GOG.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been using GOG probably more here lately, is because I've been not really been playing multiplayer games. It's all been single player, and I don't know. I love the fact that I can actually download the game, and it's mine. I can put it on any system. It's mine, and if I wanted to share to somebody, it's mine. So
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, that's fair. I just have such a big Steam library. That's my thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I even cheat, and I won't have to once I finish getting my stuff moved over onto the fiber network. But for a long, long time, I've always downloaded stuff and then put it on my NAS. So that way, if the internet's out or we're having a bad time or whatnot, I could just go to my NAS and grab it. A lot of it was for a while, I would download like an update to like, let's just say like GTA 5. I download the update and then I would push that update back to my NAS, like just do a Steam backup. And then the next system that needed it, like my wife's computer, could just either restore from backup or like if I had to nuke my Windows drive rather than re-download all that. Because even with Starlink with pretty good speeds, it takes a while to download 100 gigs. It just does. But it's a lot less of an issue when, you know, you can download that kind of stuff in 15 minutes. So That I'm looking forward to, but I don't see myself not buying stuff on GOG and whatnot. Like I'll always buy some stuff on there. Like I
Okay.
bought Control was another one.
Okay, I looked it up. I got to get rid of Humble Bundle at some point. I have over 1,200 games on Steam
Oh my god!
and like
Wow.
600 on GOG.
Wow. Had a lot.
Yeah, I don't
Damn.
have a problem.
Yeah.
I got maybe 100 games.
Well, it's,
I think
I
okay,
didn't, use
tell you.
Steam. I didn't use my Steam for a lot of years.
I've had Humble Bundle since probably 7 years now. And I was one of the original ones when they actually started, releasing the 12 games. Now it's only like, I think, 8 games that you can get every month. I have used that service ever since. Like, I never turned it off. And so every month I'd get 12 games here and 8 games here. And then, of course, they'd come out with some of their sales and I'd buy the bundles and whatever. Yeah, I have way too many.
Well, it's like
No such
Epic
thing.
Games. Everybody has their Epic Games, and
Mhm.
like the only games I have ever gotten on Epic Games is the free stuff. As it.
I have one game on there, and that's one that my buddy bought me, and it was Dead Island 2.
There. I think I also have an Amazon, what was it, Luma or whatever it's called account. 'Cause we do Prime, and I apparently have some games on there that I don't remember. Like I didn't buy them, so I don't know how they got there.
I have one.
They
game
also
that
used
I
to give
played.
you stuff on like Apex through
Yeah.
Amazon. Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Well, didn't Amazon buy Twitch?
Yeah, they own
Yeah.
Twitch. They
Yeah,
just
'cause
don't want to be
I was
known.
gonna say, I think there's some games that you can actually play through Twitch from Amazon Prime. It's kind of weird. I don't know why you
Yeah,
would
they
do
use-
that, but
Yeah, I don't know. When they first started doing their games thing, they would like give you like little aesthetic add-ons for like Apex and stuff like that, and other games. It was pretty neat, but it was kind of useless.
look, let's change the subject for a second. Got a question. Y'all seen that Linux is now like at 77% market share, starting to grow up into 8?
Nice.
That is nice.
So
That is dope.
at what point is game developers going to quit the stupid kernel level anti-cheat nonsense that doesn't work, by
Never.
the way?
Well, actually, they
Never.
might have to because Windows might be closing down their kernel. So
Victory.
yeah,
Nice.
because they're calling it as because of the AI stuff that they're building into their kernel, they're calling it a security issue with the kernel level anti-cheat. I was
Copilot
reading the
is a
whole thing about
security
it.
for Microsoft.
Well,
That's more like it.
I was gonna say Microsoft is a security
Microsoft
concern.
is your security issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
but they're at least they don't consider themselves a security issue.
Yeah.
I was just reading about the fact that, we're now at 7%. I'm like, can we please get to at least 10? Because maybe some of these software developers would quit doing the nonsense and just let us have the applications that Windows has and Mac OS has. 'Cause-
Problem is those anti-cheat companies make too much money off of the kernel level anti-cheat contracts, right? So
yeah, well, not trying to get too political, but somebody should sue all the game companies that tell you that you don't own actual games. Nintendo. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Crap.
because that would actually solve the gaming problem with Linux. And then what would you have? Just like a few little applications that need to be added, which
Adobe.
Well,
Yeah.
see, the thing is like anti-cheat can be done without kernel level stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
games have proven that before. It's just they want to make more money about it. That's all it is.
Well, is it Battlefield? Was it Battlefield 1 that had the anti-cheat on the actual server level, and you could play on Linux, and it worked just fine.
No.
GTA had
That'd
it.
be nice.
GTA 5 had it until they changed it.
Yeah.
Apex had it for the longest time too. Like in There was another one too, PUBG. PUBG, I think, was playable on Linux. I don't know if it still is, but
I forget which game it was, but there was a multiplayer game that if it caught you cheating like once, it would just kick you or ban you for 24 hours. But after 2 or 3, potential hacks, it transferred you into the hacker network on different multiplayer servers, and you would only play with cheaters. Everybody that ran wall hacks, everybody that ran aimbots, and you were always
that was Apex Legends. Yes, that was Apex Legends that did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, you already run like 15 servers worldwide. What's 2 more? You know,
Right.
like
Yeah. It bothered me with
cheaters in the
GTA.
honoring.
I bought the game and I played it for literally years, way too many hours probably. And I even right before they did that had taken my Steam Deck on a trip with me across the country. I'd played it out there. I'd played it everywhere. You know, I even joined some GTA Online with my my brother and best friend while I was in a hotel room randomly. You know, I enjoyed it. And then you just wake up one day and they're like, "Yeah, it's not a thing anymore." I'm like, "What do you mean retroactively, like 13 years later, you just decide now you're going to implement anti-cheat?" Which only worked for half a day, and then the modders all came back and were so angry about it, they DDoSed Rockstar's servers for 2.5 months. And honestly, they probably quit because they got bored.
I'm not playing games on the road. Like, Steam is getting close with their Steam Deck, but like, whatever happened to the PlayStation Portable? That thing was awesome, way ahead of its time.
They still have something similar. It's that thing that you clip onto a tablet.
Mhm. Yeah, but at the same time, if you honestly want to go there, technically the Nintendo Switch is what beat out the PlayStation Portable.
I guess, and it's on the same level. Like, it's 10 years later, but yeah, it's on the same hardware level.
It's on the same level, and now with the Switch 2, it's way beyond the level because the new NVIDIA chip that's in there is just absolutely insane.
I forgot about that. The Switch 2 was NVIDIA.
Yep. Yeah, they actually have a really good processor in that chip. So,
And the Nintendo library isn't so. I mean, they're still family oriented, but they're getting more mature games in their library as the years go on.
Well, that's their goal, right? Because all of their consumer base is all growing up, right? So
yeah, basically, yeah, we're all not kids anymore.
okay, to give them some credit, Paper Mario is a really fun game, by the way.
a lot of their games are fun. It's just they monetize the crap out of them.
Yeah,
I think I was.
And like they don't like to share.
I found old Mario merchandise that you would buy from McDonald's back in the 90s, like the collector's stuff. When they had like glass cups and stuff with the little logos and stuff on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they monetize the crap out of everything, and then they make everything exclusive, right? So that's their issue.
So what is something that y'all have gotten as far as like during Christmas that you really wanted? Like it could be a game or it could be tech or.
I had a keyboard. The first Hall Effects keyboard I've ever had. And it is awesome. And
Well, I got an Amazon gift card, and that got me a Ethernet switch. But sorry.
Oh, I found I think it was an 8-port PoE switch at the thrift store for $10. It's a gigabit PoE. That's not TP-Link.
Nice.
No, I've been wanting one of these powered screwdrivers for a while. And okay, this is the particular one that you see all your YouTubers get, that Fantic smaller one that's got like all the bit storage and whatnot, and you can just pop it out and have all these bits. It's one of those electric drivers that, charges over USB. You got your own little light and whatnot. I've always wanted one of these. I've always been skeptical. In fact, I used to say very unpleasant things about people who use power tools on computers. However, I have found out that I am not going to age well in terms of carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
And that maybe those people are not entirely wrong if you have the right tools. And this thing's great. So on low, it tightens all the screws basically perfectly. And then high is great if you're needing to, like, I clearly had my Wheaties when I put the screws in that VCS over there. So I had to put it on high to back the screws out of the bottom. But then I could put them back in on low if I need to, or if it's something I don't need to come back out, put some thread locker on there and drive them in if you need to. Honestly, probably the
I
number one
used
thing
my
I really
Mastercraft drill.
Yeah.
I'm
know
not even
what?
kidding you. I built my computer with my Mastercraft drill.
Isn't
You're the one that has to deal with your own
pressure
sins,
sensitive,
so
though, right?
if you're okay with it, that's on you.
Well,
I'm the guy who's unfortunate.
I have one of those as well. I think I used it as a nuggie for the podcast, but yeah, I will tell you the one that I have, like, it will actually snug it down perfectly to the exact perfect tension of where it needs to be. And at first, when I was using it, I had to get used to that because at first, when I use it, I would always snug it even more. And then I realized my CPU wouldn't recognize one slot of my RAM until I backed it off. And oh, there's my 32 gigs now.
So you have my problem of over tightening things.
Yes, very much. And now that I have that, I don't over tighten anymore. I just let it, basically, I'll let it go down and then let it slip out of my hand.
That's why I was when War Thunder was talking. I was like, yeah, I just do the 2-finger tight because if I put like 3 fingers on it, it's gonna strip.
Yeah,
I am going straight through those threads. It's 2-finger tight.
Yeah, mine is literally I just hold it down until it slips out of my hand. I usually hold it like this, and when it spins out of my hand, then I take it off because otherwise I probably over tighten it. I don't know how many times I've over tightened a CPU and couldn't see all my memory.
Yeah,
I've done it like 4 or 5 times lately, and I build systems for a living. That's I think you know better, but no.
Yeah, no, you're cursed like I am. Just threads and I do not get along.
Well, okay. Like one of the things too, I have my laptops and I'm literally throwing them around. I have people here that think that just because they have a laptop or a computer, it's pure gold because it cost them so much money. It was like $50. But anyways, but me, I'm like throwing my laptop around. I'll set it somewhere and whatever, and I'll unscrew it real quick and pull the deal off. And they look at me like, how in the world is that thing still working? It's not that, like, it's hardware. It's not very delicate unless you've got ribbon cables. Then you want to be delicate.
And if you had spinning discs, then yeah, you'd want to not move it around. But nowadays, almost all the laptops are SSD, so yeah, you can.
Yeah, usually those gumstick one, or I call them gumstick drives, those M2. Although, what I have found out, and over a few live streams that I've watched people screw this up, and then I dealt with it on this Atari. That Atari is running Bazite right now. And the reason why it can is there is a generation of computers that we all forget. You had SATA drives, you had SATA SSDs, then you had M.2 NVMe SSDs, but what we all forget is circa the Intel 5th, 6th, and 7th gen, you had M.2 SATA SSDs, where they were still SATA drives, but they were keyed out and ran like a SATA drive, but they were in the form factor of an M2 drive. And those
they had an extra tooth on the other side too. Yeah.
Yep. I think it's M and B key or E and B key. I can't remember the terminology of it, but those devices cannot and will not accept or boot an NVMe drive unless their firmware was actually made to properly support it. That Atari, I spent like 4 hours one night trying to get it to recognize an NVMe drive. Eventually just gave up and chucked it up on my shelf and found out it's because the NVMe slot, even though it is keyed for an NVMe, that is not an NVMe port. It is a M2 SATA port. And you have to put an M2 SATA drive in it. And I found it because there was some weirdo on the internet I watched on YouTube that she pointed that out to everybody and said, hey, why are you using an M2 SATA drive? Well, this thing doesn't understand that. I had a couple laptops throughout the years that put an NVMe drive in and it won't boot. And you go look at it and go, oh, well, it's because that port doesn't support NVMe standards. It's the form factor.
Yeah,
They get screwed over.
I've got
A lot of
couple-
laptops of that time. Yeah.
I was gonna say I got a couple. I had to work on a couple Acers that were that way, and we all know the quality of Acer. You're better off actually just throwing it away and getting another one.
Now that
Um,
being said, my brother has an Acer Chromebook sitting out in the living room, and he beats the living piss out of the thing, and it will not die, man. The thing is like 10 years old, and it's not dead.
So
You
wait,
know, the only Acer that there are only 2 Acers in this world that I've ever had that were any good. One of them I have in the closet is I think that's a D300 in the closet, Acer Aspire 1 netbook. Now this one is not my original one. The original one I had was a little Intel Atom netbook, you know, the ones with like 2 gigs of RAM, and mine was fancy with a 500 gig hard drive because my dad splurged on Black Friday that year, and you get a massive hard drive upgrade. I used that thing for 9.5 years, just on the side, just as a net top box, basically, running Windows XP, and it worked great. And the other one was my father had a C720 Chromebook, and that's one of the few Chromebooks you can disassemble it, you can put a SSD in it, you can swap the RAM in it, and you can actually work on it, change the wireless card, all kinds of things. It's one of the few you can do that with.
I don't know what you're talking about. Acer products are just so great, you know. This is one of the fastest laptops I own.
I have owned that exact laptop.
This happens to be my fucking dual core AMD like C50, I think it is.
Mhm.
It runs a whole 8 gigs of RAM, and this CPU has 2 whole cores running at 1000 megahertz.
Are you sure they're cores or are they just threads? I think
No,
they're
I
just
believe-
threads.
I believe it's actually a dual core.
But not
Yeah, the old duos were 2 core, 2 threads. So no
Yeah.
Well, this is an
multi-threading.
AMD 250.
No, my joke is it's so potato. It doesn't have cores. It just has threads.
You're
what's
Oh
right.
sad?
man.
What's
No, this
sad
thing,
is-
like, honestly, like, my single core system sitting up on the shelf makes this thing look fast.
yeah, you know
Or
what's
I
even
should say,
sadder?
that thing makes this thing look fast. This thing's slow.
I bet my Toshiba that is less quality than that Acer would actually probably beat it.
Probably.
100% cooling system's probably better because Acer always cheaped out on cooling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had
I have this pile of crap. This Asus is my nightmares in one package.
but it's in search of incredible.
No, it's in search of a dumpster pretty soon.
I hope they find it soon.
The keyboard barely works. The
Yeah.
screen barely works.
Oh,
I don't know how well the USB works, honestly.
speaking of Acer, did
Asus-
y'all hear that they're fixing to start making DDR4 and DDR5 RAM modules?
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So whose system is blowing up first is my next question.
I already did.
I'll give it a shot if it will. You want to know what? Why not?
Might as well.
I wonder if RAM can do a puff magic smoke.
I don't know. But you know what? It would be funny to have a RAM company and to like buy the rights to oh gosh. I've always said it'd be funny to have like a company that you would buy the rights to like Puff the Magic Dragon and be like an electronics company.
Well, I mean, there already is a gaming company with a Dragon, MSI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're so rock solid. It's like it's not even.
True.
You can't even make a
I
joke
love
about them
MSI
because
products.
they're actually really good. It's really
know what
rare to
sucks,
find a
though?
bad MSI product.
I found one, my old PC. My B450 board only died after like 5 years.
I don't know yet with this current one. I forget what chipset I am, but I'm the Ryzen 7000 series on this one.
I'd grab that desktop that's underneath, and I'm not grabbing that.
But you know, as much trash as I will give regular Asus, I have my server still uses the board. I had Asus ROG Maximus for my 7th gen i7 that I ran for close to 9 years. And now that motherboard serves as my TrueNAS server. I threw an old Skylake CPU in it that was like an i5, fairly okay on power, and It's still doing it, still getting the job done. That 7700K is still on my living room TV.
Well, that was
pumping out
also
frames.
before
So
Asus developed a god complex.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could be me with this old dinosaur. Just happen to have this
I'll-
laying around too.
I would still rock that, by the way. Matter of fact, doesn't that
Nice.
look like the same case? Put the front of the case. Yeah, that's the exact same Office PC
yeah.
that's in CSGO.
No, that's a Dell, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the
Hold
front
on.
of that case.
Looks a lot like it.
Looks like the
Alienware.
exact same one.
Hold on.
I think. Yeah. Close.
This.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the
The old
CS
Dell,
Office.
this is an old Dell Dimension.
My brother just recapped one of those this year.
This is my Core 2 Duo system with a single CPU core.
Mm.
It is really, really fast.
Oh, can I
At
get
like
to it?
300 megahertz.
I know, at 2.4 gigahertz.
Oh, okay.
Bear with me, Nate. I'm gonna try to get my Mac out.
I tried running like Slackware on that machine, and it runs mostly. If I keep it in a TTY.
Well, I can pull up my Mac real quick. Hold on.
Tiny Core runs great on it, but what doesn't Tiny Core run
This
great
is
on?
my current Mac.
Told you to turn off.
It is kind of under repairs right now. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I see that. Nice.
All right, Nate.
So it stands right now. I'm just using a little 1 liter Think Center PC right now because since my main machine died.
Oh, good grief! Is that a
Yep.
power Mac?
That is a Power Mac Miradors G4,
That's gonna G4, yeah.
Hell yeah!
and I got this for $25.
The
University thrift store.
This thing.
The only thing it needed was a power supply. Now that power supply was like $90. I don't want to talk about it. However, this works. I have a 300 gig IDE drive in it that I need to repartition and put Mac OS back on it. Just haven't gotten around to it. But this thing, honestly, they should just keep producing this case. It's actually not too bad. Pretty easy to work on.
Yeah.
I just wish I could get this original
only-
dinosaur up and running.
The only problem is though, if they were to make that case again, they would have to change the plastics because those things
Yep.
were incredibly brittle. If you
Yep.
slightly look
Yeah.
at it to drop it, they would just crack anyways. So
I'm thankful this one is still in really good cosmetic shape, especially those doors in the front, because
yes.
usually those would get broken, whatnot. I don't know if these drives work. We're gonna hope they do.
Now,
I just like it because you need to get in the computer.
you want to go nostalgia?
Ren.
Here you go. You know what that one
Here.
is?
When's the last time you guys heard of this brand?
Oh, I have one of those, or I had a
Have
net
one?
one.
This
those?
one, sadly, I think is dying. The VGA connection keeps flickering.
Oh, mine
Like
exploded a
the,
cap.
the image will just go away, and then it'll come back, and then it'll go away, and it just keeps doing it. So I'm thinking this thing's almost dead. I did get it out of a free box that was sitting outside of my mechanic shop. So.
It's your
Yeah.
brand.
Okay, this boy back in here.
Oh, ViewSonic, nice.
Yeah. And you have to use this in order to be able to read the actual text on their screens.
I'm not getting the Pentium 4 out. Although that one's on a cart, so I got smart. Actually, it's partially my wife.
Don't worry, War
put that
Thunder, I got you.
machine-
I got a Pentium 4.
Yeah. So mine's in a custom case. It's my father's old server case is what it ended up being.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
And it's a piece together from eBay setup. I think I've got a NVIDIA FX 5200, a Pentium 4 with a gig of RAM, and right now, unless it's died, I have an IDE to SD card, and then I boot Windows 98 from an SD card. It's pretty snappy for that.
I wish I
man.
still had it.
This Pentium 4 folds open.
Yeah, it's a clamshell.
Yeah.
I had
This
one
thing's
of
got over
those.
a
I
gig of RAM
just
in it.
gave
I
it
got
away.
pimped out.
It was the first Pentium 4-core 4-thread fucking processor,
Ooh.
and I gave it away to my buddy's kid because he was using like a old duo core from like like 2004.
Yeah.
Oh
Listen,
God.
listen, I have all of you beat. Let me
Yeah.
introduce to you the actual Lenovo T14 4th gen that has a i7 13 gen CPU. That only
Good
thing that
for
was
you.
wrong with it is that it wouldn't power on, and I replaced the USB-C port. Now it powers on, and I paid $20.
Oh man,
It's pretty good.
And of course, it's
Mr.
that
Deal
console.
Hunter over here.
Yeah, it was practically brand new. The only thing that was wrong with it was just that power. I paid $20
What
for
happens?
it.
People don't repair their own crap, and then when it doesn't turn on, they don't care anymore.
Yep.
And then they just throw it away.
Well, even those MacBooks I got, like I think I spent $25 for both of them. Both of them work just fine. It just the power is messed up, so I replaced batteries.
Yeah.
That was it.
You know, like these MacBook Airs. There's a blue million of them out there. Even this one with like 4 gigs soldered RAM, and nobody wants to deal with it. It still has the factory SSD. I know who bought this machine. And he used to work at the university for a long, long time. And he used this for like, he bought this thing brand new. It's a 2011. He bought it brand new. It's the 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. He used it up until OS support stopped, and then he kept using it because he only needed it for random meetings to take notes. And occasionally when he had to travel, which was very rare. He retired here about 2 years ago, and they found this in his desk. And he was like, oh, well, I don't need this anymore. And so he's still going through his stuff. And so he sent it down to the university salvage place. So my brother and I went in one day. Didn't even know about this thing. And we're hunting around. And we go over, they have a Mac section now. They've decided that the Macs need their own section now, because they do occasionally get one. In fact, Nate, you'd have loved it. They had a 2017 MacBook Pro, the big boy. I don't think it was, it would have been 15, I think, because I don't think they did 16 or 17 in that year.
16 wasn't until 19.
Top tier. Dedicated graphics, max RAM. I think it had 32 gigs of RAM. Real nice machine. I just didn't want to spend $500 for it.
Don't blame you.
They had this thing sitting there for, $50. That's about as cheap as they'll sell a Mac for. And the only reason I know it's that guy's machine, let me pull it so you can see it. It's got this green sticker in the corner, and you can't see it on camera, but there's some vague writing on it from the old sticker he used to have covering the Apple logo. Because people in meetings would get mad at that Apple logo lighting up. He'd pull it out. So he put a sticker over it. And you can kind of make out, what part of the college he was out of it. But biggest thing is he had that green sticker on it. I forget what that was for. I think it was, if he ever misplaced it, he'd know it was his because he'd have a sticker on it. And we picked that out of a line, and I was like, I know whose MacBook that was. And so I bought it. Now, I haven't daily driven it yet. My goal was to go back and visit campus again with it. But so it has a factory battery in it from 2011, and what do you think happens after all these years? It's a glorified UPS.
I think, did I replace mine? Yeah, I did replace mine. I replaced my 2011 battery. I only paid like $30 for it on eBay, and it was an original Apple battery, still in package. And why they ever started gluing batteries is beyond me and absolutely stupid.
It is. I mean, the only thing dumb about these Airs, and you'd probably agree with it, is these screws for, because these things aren't flat. They've got like a tapered edge on this end.
Yeah, I mentioned that in
So,
my
like,
video when I installed Debian.
yeah,
That how you
these are
have to go at an angle in order to actually make it flat. To
yeah,
set
or you'll
flat.
strip the holes because it's
Yeah.
aluminum. You can't torque on that. You'll just gall the threads.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. When I installed Debian on mine, I was the first few times I opened that chassis, I got frustrated out of the amount of, was it 3 different torque screws that you have to use?
And there's
No,
2 in the back
Yeah.
that are extra long.
Yep. And then you have the ones that's on the battery are different from the ones that's near the SSD, that's different from the one that's near the CPU cooler. And I'm just like, why? Makes no sense. Yeah.
I don't get it. Now, my favorite, my brother actually had a 20, I think this is a 2014 MacBook Pro he was given. Basically sat in a shelf its entire life. So it was bought with research money where he worked at. And they just put it in a drawer and never used it. And of course, the batteries absolutely expanded on it while it was in the drawer, so it messed up the bottom of it. But machine's still in good shape. My favorite was I had a 2010 MacBook Pro that I bought when I was fresh out of college because I didn't know if I was going back for a master's degree or not. Didn't end up getting the master's degree. I still stand by that in my case. But I still needed a machine for interviews and whatnot. And I loved that 2010 MacBook Pro I had. I had the i7 model with the NVIDIA graphics. Rest in peace, NVIDIA on Apple hardware, by the way. Unfortunately, mine succumbed to the solder joint issues that came out of those eras. I did a board swap when I met my wife. It lasted for about 2 months. You can only sit and bake a CPU at 212 to 215 degrees for so long. So, I still liked the hardware, though. I had a very nice keyboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't like the 750M the fastest NVIDIA GPU that was there?
That's what I had.
Yeah, and it's a 750M, not even a full 750, which could run on one single PCIe slot.
And it wasn't powerful. In fact, I proved multiple times that. So Mac OS, the way they handled graphics switching is so backwards. For those who haven't experienced it, they basically halt the display server for a moment and then restart the display server on the graphics chip that you want. They can only do it one way. So if you launch, let's just say you launch Brave on your MacBook and you launch it on integrated graphics, but for some reason you're maybe doing something in the browser that needs a little bit more oomph, like Photopea or like something CAD, like Onshape or something. So you could launch and switch the graphics over to the dedicated NVIDIA. You can't switch back without force closing the application. And if you do it on newer Mac OS and what it was designed for, you will feel that transition because it has to shut down the display server and then restart it. So how they did it is they basically freeze what's on screen. So your system hitches for a moment and then it restarts the server on the new graphic. It's so goofy. I don't know why they ever thought that was a good idea.
Okay, let me back you up for a second. Guess what Asus did for this all AMD laptop? You know, the AMD smart switching. Yeah, it basically freezes your entire system and then kicks in the dedicated GPU and then it'll unfreeze your system. And it's very noticeable. Like it will straight up completely stop everything you're doing. It will hang everything. And if it doesn't come back fast enough, then your programs will error out every time. Yeah. I already know that pain.
Even on Mac OS, I never thought GPU switching worked correctly. Now, I will give NVIDIA credit on Windows, because that MacBook I could at least boot camp it, and I did for a little while. Old Windows 7, rest in peace. And at least graphics switching on the Windows side at least seems to work with Optimus, but...
Listen, if you really want to do some proper Windows switching, install Pop! OS.
Yeah, they handled it pretty well. I actually used it for a time, and I might at some point. It just everything's working right now, and I kind of am just lazy. I just don't. But I might switch my editing laptop over. I kind of want to try Cosmic on it, because that laptop, if it's down, is not mission critical. The only thing I use it for outside of editing videos is some CAD, but a lot of that right now is I have virtualized in a. I'm trying to work with KVM. I'm trying to get past my struggles with Vert Manager, but I could probably switch it over.
Since Matt didn't show up, just FYI, Resolve still works.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Resolve was mentioned.
Resolve is mentioned. It's not as hard as some people make it out to be, but it will be if you're doing something like if you do. How's the best way to put it? Because I don't want to be mean either. Like if you're inside a certain box, Resolve does work on Linux. When you're outside of the box, you just kiss your ass goodbye because it just won't behave.
Well, so if you use the free version, there's a lot more issues with actually getting it to properly work, and you tend to have to do more workarounds in order to work with the actual video codecs and whatever. If you buy the studio version, there's still some weirdness that's there, but you can normally get around those pretty easy. Like I straight up tell people, like, take your video, turn it into MKV with FLAC audio. You'll never have to have an issue again if you're doing that with the studio version. If you're doing it with the free version, it's hit and miss. It really is.
Yep.
And so
for me, the only thing that's worked on the free version, because I don't have a paid license yet, is I convert it to a QuickTime MOV with PCM audio.
Mhm.
I have a script that does it for me. It runs for a whole directory. And that works for me both on the NVIDIA GPU I have in that laptop and then the AMD GPU on this thing. Which, thank God, NVIDIA finally unkerfuffled installing Rockham on a Debian system. Holy crap, that was so bad for so long.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be an absolute pain, and you had to install the proprietary driver, and then for a while you could do it through a very convoluted set of commands. Now it's just add the Rockham repository. It's still annoying you have to add it based upon the version of Rockham you want. I don't know why they can't just have a give me the current Rockham. They don't do that. So like every once in a while I got to go into my sources and change the number to the latest. I guess it's nice you can pin yourself and then just apt install Rockham, and that meta package just takes care of it.
Yeah. Even though still technically, I don't know why AMD just don't release their entire pro drivers into the Linux kernel anyways.
Yeah,
That would
That'd be
fix a lot of
nice.
issues.
Yeah,
all of
that
our
would.
AMD cards after a certain age have AMF, their advanced media framework. None of y'all are using that on Linux because it is the pro driver only, which they've basically deprecated at this point. So the pro driver, from what I understand, only exists for graphics devices that don't exist yet in the kernel, and that's supposed to not be a thing unless it's like cutting edge hardware. They're supposed to have it all upstreamed in Mesa now.
Yeah, because I think they only offer the the pro driver now for what is it, RHEL, Ubuntu, and yeah, what's the other one? There's another one anyway, but yeah,
And TOS maybe,
um,
or Oracle, one of those. I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, like, but those are the three, right? Like, if you're outside of that, then you can't get it, which really sucks because now I can't use VNC encoding on Handbrake anymore. But
yeah,
whatever.
I know there's hacky
Yeah, like,
workarounds with VA
Mhm.
API, but it's a hack.
yeah,
Handbrake just says I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
It's annoying.
I tried. I got it working on Arch, like a few months back, and I had it working for about 2 weeks. Update happened, and I never got it back.
Well, I learned the hard way, as I told Nate. Intel is on my crap list too because, and I get it, we can't support everything forever, but like, we could also not be douchebags about it. They cut out Intel QuickSync for older Intel CPUs. So like, I have one of Mr. Nate's mini PCs here because, you know, sometimes we send each other stuff. And this is a 6th gen mini PC, and it supports QuickSync before a certain version of Intel's media framework. They just arbitrarily decided to cut those out of the media framework. So now I
Yeah.
can't use QuickSync encoder on this machine. It was great for home breaking stuff. It'd sit here nice and quiet in the corner. I just let it sit there and do media encoding all day. Can't do that anymore. I
mean-
forget how you have to have now, but it's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you could, but you just have to lock it to that kernel and use that specific version of Handbrake.
Mhm.
You could do it with FlatHub. You could lock that flat pack to an old enough version.
Yeah.
Make it work, but
Yeah, speaking of
or I could just punish it and just make it do CPU encoding.
flat
I
packs,
I
anybody
just do
else?
that anyway. I have a 7900X, right? So it's not. I still get about 2-to-1 time encoding, right? Like about a half hour to every hour.
Well, I mean, Nate knows this is a 6500T. Well, it's not the super big powerhouse. It still does an okay job at CPU encoding. Like, it gets the job done.
All right,
Yeah, oh yeah.
let's talk about this for a second. I still haven't figured out how that I have a RTX 4060, how I can do AV1 encoding for hour-long video, less than 15 minutes, and it would still only be about like 600 megs file.
Yeah, that's the NVEC encoder for you, though. Like,
Well, even I even showed him on AV1 on your CPU, which is brutal. Although it doesn't take as long as you think it does. It's still shorter than H.264. It's just my issue is I don't own enough devices yet to support AV1, so my server would be constantly transcoding, and my GPU in that server doesn't know what AV1 is. It was born a long time ago. It's a GTX 970.
okay, yeah.
Is AV what? So
Yeah.
I would be sitting there beating my server up all the time, but I do hope to eventually re-encode because AV1 is a lot smaller.
Well,
Yeah,
File size.
I've just been encoding with H.265. Right? Like,
well, as I
uh,
was gonna say, as I showed in my video, you can technically, how to explain this? Because you can technically still make it an H.265 file, but sometimes you can use the AV1 encoder, which really wouldn't work unless you have a 7000 series GPU.
yeah, I got a
see,
7800X. So.
yeah, even my desktop. This is a 6950 XT, so I don't even have it there.
Because you can actually use the AV1 encoder to compress the file itself. You don't
Mhm.
have to keep it at a AV1. It could be, H.265 just compressed.
Rest.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to look into. Although I'm not exactly hurting for space on my TrueNAS setup, so
Yeah. Which Matt joined. Welcome, Matt.
a wild Matt has appeared.
He looks very happy. He sent me this thing about Pop OS and Resolve, and yeah. It still works, by the way. It proved it on the stream. Yeah. With that being said, I do think I figured it out that Resolve works extremely well with like Intel and NVIDIA systems for some reason. Don't know why. I guess maybe that's. You would think though, if you had an Intel CPU, that it would also work really well with AMD because Resolve was literally basically built for Mac OS, which for the longest time they used Intel CPUs and AMD GPUs. but I don't know. It's a really weird.
I'm more so shocked support is as bad as it is for Linux, because Resolve was originally developed on a proprietary Linux workstation, or I don't know if it was proprietary exactly, but if you follow it back far enough, they sold Resolve boxes
Mm-hmm.
that were Linux boxes. I think it was RHEL back then, or whatever it would have been at the
Still
time.
is. Yeah. Still is.
Yeah. So I don't understand why. And again, if it was as simple as like I have to buy the pro version to get AAC audio, hey, $300 is not that bad. I only have 2 pieces, and
If they'd
that's
make
perfectly
it a flat pack, just making us think of flat pack, then you could put all the
Or-
audio encoders into it. You could put all the video encoders into it. You could sell it. I don't care if you say, hey, you can't install this flat pack unless you buy it through this paywall. I don't care. Just make it a flat pack.
I'd want them to do that, or give me an app image, or just give me some kind of a binary, basically, that I can just run. You know,
I don't even want an app image. Just containerize all of it. Put everything in a container and done. That's it. But
then you just don't have to worry about it.
no, because then all you're looking at is just like maybe a few permission issues that you can fix with FlatSeal, and you're done.
Yeah, I fix those globally, even though it's probably not the best for security. But
It never is the best.
I want everything to have access to my GPU, and I want everything to have access to my home folder. For the most part, I'll restrict it more than that for stuff I don't want access to that.
Raise of hands, how many people's popped a bash? Yeah, there are security issues right there.
Yeah.
You're not supposed
And a
to ever
sudo.
do that.
Oh,
Make sure you run everything as root, children.
I don't hear you, Matt.
Sudo everything.
Sudo everything. I have at least changed my attitude to at least read the scripts before I own myself. And I have at least gotten to the point where
How about now?
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Now.
Had to turn phantom power on.
Okay.
We lost our lights, so the thing reset.
I gotta tell y'all a story. So for over a month now, we have these 2 condenser mics that are for choir mics in church, right? For over a month, I have not been able to get them things to respond. Last Sunday, I figured it out. You know what it was? I forgot to turn 48 volts on both of them.
I've done that so many times.
So for a month, our church has not had the crowd whatsoever. So it's like mic and then it goes dead, and the mic then goes dead. It had nothing else. I'm like, yeah, my bad. I didn't realize.
Hate to say it, but I haven't been at this desk for a while during this break and whatnot. The last 2 or 3 months, because I haven't spent a lot of time here, I keep sitting down and wondering why my sound doesn't work, and I'll change my sources back and forth and mess with it. I have this little puck right here that's my Logitech speakers that I turn off because otherwise I'll hear a pop when it kicks the audio interface on. And I never remember to turn those on, and though I sit here for 10 minutes and look like an idiot going, well, why can't I hear anything? Like, why is my sound not working?
Done that a few
Because I
times.
didn't turn the speakers on.
But if you're like me and probably Matt too, like Matt, does your monitors have speakers?
Maybe.
What's that?
One of them I think does. I think when I plug in an HDMI cable, it says that there is one, but I've never actually tried to put music through it because I think it'd make my ears bleed.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Mine has like the actual laptop audio, then it has the display audio, then I have my mixer audio, then I have my headset audio. I never can figure out which one it's on every time I open it, because it's always going to be something slightly different than the actual what I thought it was on.
The worst thing is Linux names things fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So the way a lot of the Wayland tools to control like key bindings and stuff work is it has to have the sync number.
Yeah.
And because of the way USB works, things load in different orders every single time for whatever reason. It's just stupid. So the sync number changes. That means every time I log into Hyperland, my key bindings are broken. I wrote a script to actually go in, run the thing, set out or grep out the sync number and plop it into my Hyperland config, but it does it like 3 or 4 times a session. It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. Have you ever used the Bluetooth part yet?
Fuck no, I ain't touching that.
I'm just saying.
Bluetooth only works well on the phone for whatever reason. On desktop computers, it doesn't matter what operating system you're using. It sucks.
I'm just telling you, like, yeah, if you ever tried Bluetooth on Linux, good luck, because your sources are going to change and sometimes they're going to quit working and you can't figure out why. And it will never come back until you restart completely. And then when you do restart, maybe it might reconnect. Maybe.
Yeah. It's bad. I've had better times since Mint changed over to Pipewire, but I can't say it's been flawless. One of the I blame Bose for this. These Bose headset, I love them. I got them a few years ago. They sound great. I've even used them for calls and stuff like that. However, something between Linux Bluetooth and the fact that this headset has memory. So it will remember the last so many devices you've Bluetoothed it to. And so when you kick it on, you can sit here and some voice sits there and says, connecting to whatever. Works fine on my Android phone. Works 50-50 on Windows, because I use it on my work computer. On Linux, it's a total crapshoot. If you connected to that device that day, like you paired it that day, it tends to work. Go to bed and get up the next morning, you'd be better just throwing your computer out the window.
I have these Logitech Pro X's. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These Logitech Pro X's also has the memory in them. These are like $200 something, like $270 headphones, right? These things will connect to every single thing except for my workstation, even though I just used it on my workstation. So I have to literally hit this little pair button again every single time and then go actually add it back to my workstation. Like, it will pair to my phone, it will pair to the MacBook, if I had it on Windows, it would probably pair to Windows. It would do everything else except for Linux. I don't get that. So it has to be a Linux driver or something. I don't know.
And I can't even say Mac OS does a great job of it either, because like I have this trash can Mac here that I play with now and again, and it sometimes works. Most of the time, I think the Bluetooth just tells me to F off. It just wants nothing to do with it.
You want a terrible Bluetooth
and it's even weirder
device?
than that, because even Matt's told me before, like when I've been on some of his lugs and whatnot, I'll pair my Bluetooth headphones and they'll switch from the normal set quality to with the microphone. The quality just goes to complete ass, or it just doesn't work. And I have no idea why.
You want an actual terrible Bluetooth product? There you go. There's your terrible Bluetooth product. This
Can't
thing
even use it while charged.
loses more connections. Oh yeah, it's on the bottom. This thing loses more connections than I've ever seen with the headphones, which is why I never use it. I actually found this Razer mouse in a y'all know those bin stores where you go in, it's like all Amazon return stuff, like open box and whatever, and they're all shoved in the bin. Yeah, this had the actual dongle and everything else with it, except for this $10 power cable that you have to buy because it has a extra long micro USB with these slots, and that's the only way they'll actually fit in there. So I had to wait like 4 weeks from eBay to get this stupid cable before this works, but this does work really well. By the way, recommend it's the Razer Pro Click, designed by Human Scale. I have no idea what a Human Scale is, but whatever.
I don't know. Mine breaks when I step on it. I don't ask it questions.
So, yeah, I would recommend if y'all ever get a chance, go to those Amazon bargain bins because you'd be surprised how much stuff I've actually gotten. Actually, I did the podcast on a SK Hynix USB 3.2 SSD. So anytime we do the podcast, I'll put all the files on that, and that's what I edit off of. And I only paid I think 99 cents for it.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, before SSDs were through the roof, I had a couple of USB to NVMe adapters, and that's what I was doing with old NVMe drives from computers people would give me. I was using these external drives. I've got one here from when I fixed the church I used to go to's iMac. This is a 1 terabyte Fusion drive from a 2017 iMac. And because it's a Fusion drive, it's actually a little bit faster than the spinning Rust that they would normally put in them. I just use that for random stuff. I'm probably going to use it on my Atari since I don't have a big SSD in there. But I used to have a bunch of those NVMe drives and whatnot. You go to Micro Center and you could buy an SSD for like $25. So every time I went in, I was just like, I'll just buy one.
I was running through some of these questions, and one of them I was going to ask y'all, I totally forgot. What happens if Santa runs REM/RF or -RF/ on Christmas Eve?
He gets the night off.
What is it?
Long story short, I mean,
It's true. I mean, if he
He
ran
goes on the naughty list.
Santa's on his own naughty list.
Yeah, he puts himself on the naughty list.
The only problem is he deleted it.
Yep.
So would he give himself coal and then turn it back into a present since he deleted it?
No, he'd probably bitch out one of the elves because they were responsible for doing the backups.
Yeah.
Which was probably done on site.
He's like, why are we still using this Commodore? Backups take forever.
Like, damn it, you guys didn't do the tape backups.
Reminds me, I need to visit it at some point. In Indiana here, there's a donut shop that their entire sales, like, point of sale stuff is all run on Commodore 64s.
Yeah.
Like, for real. They still use the same system and whatnot.
How mad would they be if I just showed up and kind of walked off with one?
You can buy your own now.
Just slip it in the
Yeah,
bag.
You got $300 bucks, you can buy a Commodore now.
Right,
yeah, they
so
went
like I
through
said-
and like remade them.
Yeah, like I said, how
Thought
would they
about
feel
it.
if I just slipped one in the buggy and kept walking? Because
I've thought about it.
Oh, by the way, Matt, yeah, and yeah, I have another one that's supposed to be coming, and I've already looked at the stupid little thing. Thanks a lot.
All right, so
Here he goes. I hear a zipper.
I have these. This isn't full yet. I have lots more room, and then I have this one. So
Yeah.
I have, and that's not all of them. I also have these three here. These are the three that I'm using right now. So
Okay.
yeah, I have a problem. I also have two more in the Amazon shopping cart for another. That's over $100. But I've been a good boy. I haven't done it yet. They're just saved for later. Eventually, someday I'll I want them.
Does all of yours have the? Because I know there's different styles. Does all yours have like the quill tips, like that one?
Yeah, that's traditional. Then you get different like the different fineness, I guess, what they're called, different breadths.
Yeah.
Um,
Was it 0.5 millimeters, 0.7?
yeah, I got some wide and some narrow. They're pretty good. I have several that have the like little ink cartridges, and then I have some that are filled with a bottle. Now, the ones that I have filled with a bottle are a pain in the ass because you have to use like a syringe to fill them up, or something like that. So a lot of the higher end ones have their own injection systems that allow you to basically plunger it into the pen itself. Those are cool, but those are all over $100 a piece.
This one has its own. It either has the cartridges that you can use, or it has the little, like, basically suction that you can do. So,
Yeah, that you can suck right out of the cartridge. Yeah,
So just
I
go
have a
down
few of
and then
those.
suck it up.
The one that I had to do with the syringe is it was a bloodbath. Like it was the messiest thing I've ever done in my life. It was horrible.
So you're saying we didn't get a podcast of you with just ink everywhere?
It was over my fingers for days. I mean, because that stuff just sinks in worse than Sharpie ink.
But so you're like, we've talked about this before. Your lot makes you look really, really white. If you were to get it on your face, would they say that you're trying to imitate like Kiss or something?
I don't know if you guys know about this, but I am, in fact, really, really white. I'm from Michigan. We don't see the sun until July. And even then, it's a little rare. So I'm just saying, this is the exact color. If you did color correction, this is what I'd look like.
Next time I want
Matt is speaking the truth.
Next time I want to use baboon filter.
Take that from the guy in Minnesota. Yeah, Matt's speaking the truth. We're not much different over here. We don't see sun for a while.
You're like when
certainly not all
DT discovered color correction and he was an Oompa Loompa there for a little while.
Yeah.
Y'all remember I think it was Family Guy. It was like a clip of Peter had his own gravitational force. Like every time the TV come out, he's like, oh.
Yep.
That's basically what happens with y'all's northerners up there. When y'all see the sun for like 2 seconds. Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so yesterday was 52 degrees. It rained all day long. There was no sun. Today is 18 degrees. And we have 6 inches of snow on the ground. In the Upper Peninsula, they got 40 inches of snow yesterday.
Oh my God.
Damn.
So you want to know what happened in Oklahoma?
Yeah, but damn.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we don't
was
get your
75.
tornadoes.
Yeah, Oklahoma was 75, and then it went to 15 last night.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
Now
think
explain
this
that.
morning. So I was
Wait,
out.
you guys went from 75 to 15.
Yes.
Nate, I'd like to say hello and welcome to the unstable weather.
Yeah, that's what we've been having for
We
years.
were in Indiana here. We were low 60s yesterday, and today I was out because we're looking for our cat right now because she's gotten loose. So I was out this morning all bundled up. It was a -6 wind chill.
Oh yeah.
Outside. So we were walking the roads trying to find this stupid thing. Still haven't found her for the record, but yeah, that's a little cold. I think they said our winds topped out last night. I think my wife told me around like 53 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
That's child's
You know,
play.
I'll ship them up here.
That's
It's
child's
like,
play.
well,
Our wind speed.
other side of the state.
Yeah, let's ask
and,
Nate what it's like when a tornado kicks up and what the wind speed turns into.
Well,
We get
just
tornadoes.
had-
We get tornadoes here too. It's not.
Yeah,
no,
It's not as many.
It's not that.
not
That's
as
not
many
the problem.
as Nate,
Oklahoma
but-
has the same problem that Wyoming has. It's like a wind tunnel. So like
Yep.
80-mile-per-hour
Nobody goes
gusts
there.
happens more frequently than I want to admit. Like sometimes the barn's there and then it's moved 15 feet, and then
Jesus.
can't figure out what happened.
Well, the only thing I remember from Kansas specifically, the last time I was out west, I drove through Kansas, is there's nothing there. You will drive all day. In fact, you can probably see where you're going to stop for the night. And you still won't leave the state. You'll drive for all day.
I agree.
And you'll stop again because there's
Yeah,
you haven't left yet.
drive in Texas.
Oh, I knew a gal on in Texas that drove 3.5 hours to go to work.
I
What
go to
the-
2.5 hours just to go get a good steak.
Y'all are nuts.
I mean, I've driven like with my parents and whatnot for years. We used to go to Florida every year in the spring. We drive 18 hours in one go.
I have no problem doing that for vacations. Nate going 2.5 hours for a good steak?
Well, I've driven 3 hours to go get a meal
Either
somewhere.
way, Nate.
Okay, Matt, before you say anything, if it's my steak, it's good. But if I'm going to eat at a restaurant,
I'm just saying, there's cows right out there, dude.
but sometimes I don't feel like having to cook it all the time.
Just saying, just walk out the door.
To be fair, there's one thing I prefer about Michigan. There's a place up there I haven't been in a long time. That's in Michigan. It's called the Beltline Bar, and they make fantastic wet burritos.
Oh yeah,
Been
there many times.
That is a long way from me, which is probably a good thing.
It's actually a long way from me.
You know what's crazy though? I don't like burritos. I'd much rather have a taco.
Ah,
it's literally the same. It's literally the same shit.
No, it's really not. The burrito for some reason is way too bready. I just want a little bit of bread and all meat and cilantro and onions with hot
cover
sauce.
it in salsa
Real
and cheese,
shocking.
man.
All Nate wants is all Nate is going to do is the meat. The man who does nothing but pictures of steak half the time.
I want my meat supply this big. I want the onions, cilantro, all mixed in with maybe a little bit of queso cheese, whatever, and I want my taco about that big. Okay.
Basically, if Nate's getting a taco, he's going to get one of those. The taco's going to have to be huge for all the content he wants in the taco.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had birria taco?
I've heard of them from you preaching about them.
Seen your pictures.
Listen, I'm just saying, y'all gotta come down south
Nate,
and try it. I'm just telling you.
Nate, you preach birria tacos like I preach Slackware. You preach them all the time.
Because they're delicious. It is literally roast.
Sure they are.
And then you like dip it in the actual roast. I'm hungry.
Making Nate hungry over here.
Yeah, y'all gonna get me to cancel this stream. A minute to go eat.
Have to go have a snack.
Yeah, but no, seriously, birria tacos are good, really good. And I love straight tacos. Just good old straight street tacos with some good hot sauce.
Yep. Yeah, I can get behind that. Problem is, especially where I live, it's kind of an Indiana problem.
I wonder what
there's
technically. Go ahead,
there's nowhere to eat in terms of like tacos and stuff like that. Like, I don't live too far from what we call Little Mexico, because there's like a handful of places to get like different Mexican dishes and whatnot. And to be fair, if you ever drive through here, Haciendas is pretty good. There's several in this state, and they're all pretty good. But
if I want an area where I feel that's going to be a Little Mexico, that's about a half hour west of me.
I love them.
Especially I want to go there because one of them bought out the old Burger King and made a restaurant.
Listen, I live 5 miles from Texas. Y'all want to talk about Little Mexico?
Yeah,
it's not little.
We talk about Little Mexico. Nate gets Big Mexico.
Yeah, some good food though. Yeah. It's been a long time. I don't think I've been in Texas for a good 7 or 8 years. But there used to be a place, and Nate, we've talked about it. It was Vern's Steakhouse off Route 66. Not there anymore, unfortunately. But oh my God, that was really good. We stopped for beer bread and steaks, and those were just phenomenal. There was nothing else in that town. You turned off Route 66. You had a gas station on one corner. You had a couple that way. You had a random. It wasn't even Dollar General. It was like Dollar General's cousin or something.
Hey.
And then the road you came in on, and then the steakhouse was like at the 4-way.
Those are the best restaurants to run into. Is the little mom and pop ones out in the middle of nowhere.
So funny
and
enough,
there was a hotel behind the steakhouse, which is where we were at.
It was like funny enough here. It's actually the food trucks.
Yep.
It's the ones that's tucked up in a not so, we'll just say, safe
not
area.
Great neighborhood. Yep.
Those are usually the best ones. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, I plan on one of these days I do plan on going out to Texas to the Big Texan and doing the 72 ounce steak challenge.
Nice.
I would have done it at one time.
One day we're going to see Nate go to Las Vegas and do the quadruple bypass.
I could probably finish it. I've seen the videos and I could probably finish it. That's a sad problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to lose a little weight and whatnot, but I can't eat like I used to.
So
I used to have what's the place called? Bub's Burgers.
mm-hmm.
And they had their 22 ounce hamburgers that you could get.
I could
And
pack
I
my
finished
pound
one of
of
those
food at one
before.
point.
Yeah, my dad knew a guy. Guy was insane. I think it used to be a guy who worked for him. Ate 5 of them, and he would have ate a 6th one if somebody had paid for it. But because he'd already paid for 5 of them, he was broke and he couldn't afford the 6th one.
Oh my god.
The guy was a monster.
I knew a guy and his 2 sons. The guy is 6'3", looks like a skinny rail. His youngest son is 6'3", looks like a skinny rail.
Yep.
His oldest son is 6'8" and 480 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah. All 3 of them went into, y'all remember, was it Little Caesars that used to have a buffet?
I believe they did.
Yeah, it was like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah.
And they ate so much food that the manager told them, don't ever come back.
That's amazing.
You guys ever heard of a comedian named John Panette?
Oh, it's been a moment.
Yes,
He has
but
jokes
it's
like
been a
that.
while.
I mean,
Talks about going to Asian buffets.
I miss back.
You know, come back here.
Yeah. Never heard that one.
He's so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss some of the stuff like that.
This is also the same guy that I remember as a kid that he ate so much that he had to go to the hospital to basically have what he ate removed.
Jeez.
That's why he was 400 and yeah.
I believe it.
Okay, well, okay, is he 450 pounds round or 450 pounds?
No, like it's weird because it's like a mix of muscle and fat.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Just a
so
straight up
he's
big
like-
southern boy.
Yeah, so he's like 6'8" of just all there. It was ridiculous.
I
It's
used to
6'8", you look down the hall and see him and go, damn!
I used to have this
That's the one that you
bar, right?
keep hitting the elevator button like close, close, close,
Oh.
close, close, close.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
I had this in-law. He was so big, we couldn't buy him a jacket. We literally had to buy him a king-sized comforter, and he would just wrap up in that.
Nice.
Jackets would not. I'm not even fucking making this up. Like, I wish I were.
Listen, if you're big enough, they just don't fit.
Nope.
We just buy him fucking comforters. $40
Could you
for a
ima-
comforter. Here's
Well,
your
no, I'm
jacket.
thinking, could you imagine being somebody like Andre the Giant?
All his clothes are custom made.
Having to freaking find clothes for a guy that big?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of his
Insane.
clothes are custom made. He never wore any
Yeah, I
clothes that were
believe
from
that.
the store.
No camera on. Come here.
Believe that.
Yeah, I used to know a guy who used to have his shoes custom made because his feet were too long.
What do you have, like a size 16?
16 or 17, somewhere in there. It depended on the cut.
Yo.
Yeah, let's not talk about shoe size.
I'll put it to you this way. When I knew the guy in high school, and in freshman year high school, he was still growing.
What in the world was that?
All right, then.
What is going on?
Someone can't make
One
up
person joined, 2 people left. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird. Anyways, I think we only got about 7 more minutes before I'll actually call the stream. But
Okay.
roundabout question, because we talked about every other topic under the sun. What do y'all plan on doing for Linux next year? Like, what's your goals?
I'm just going to keep tooling along, running Slackware.
So nothing.
No, not really. I mean, I might experiment a little bit with a couple different distros, but My main system's not going anywhere.
I might play with that Cosmic desktop a little bit, but I like the stability I have in my Gen 2 setup here.
Yeah, I might go play with that weird distro that I keep hearing about. Pop OS, is it called? Cosmic does look pretty interesting.
I think either on this mini PC or my editing machine, I'll probably put Pop OS on it because I would like to daily drive a little Pop. Because I did before I went to Mint. The big one for me next year is not necessarily my distro. I wanted to do two things. One, I wanted to learn a language that I don't know. So I know a little bit of C, I know a little bit of Python, and I seem to be able to do Bash pretty well, but Bash isn't really that hard once you've done enough Googling. I would like to learn a language I don't know. And the other half of it started as a joke, and now it's something I almost kind of want to do, is do a post-install script for Debian's server that builds a SteamOS-like experience. It was a joke on a YouTube video I watched where the guy had built a streamlined Debian setup that ran faster than Bazite on the same hardware. And I was like, well, that's cool. But like, it was super minimal. And so he joked, just like, oh, you could just use Debian and just, outrun everything. And I was like, well, what if I could? And so it's kind of me just wanting something to do in the idle time, I don't want to make a whole distro for it because I think that'd be dumb.
Anybody else?
OS.
I'm going to be using NixOS for the next forever.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Sorry for your loss.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
not a huge fan, but
Matt, who was a Linux user. Who was a Linux distro user.
Not even using a real distro anymore.
Nope.
I know, it's sad. It's fine.
that's why he got in
what
the
I'd like to
pins.
do is
He was
I'd
bored
like
of
to
Linux.
use Nix.
Yeah, he
Oh,
can't
yeah.
run a real distro anymore. He's got to get into pins now.
I'd like to use Nix to build like a kiosk type of environment.
Yeah,
where there
that'd be
is,
cool.
there's like a browser and a web UI, and there is no desktop. You can't get out of the browser. It is the desktop environment is the browser or whatever, what have you. Like Steam
You would
OS,
just have-
you can just say you load Steam in big picture mode and make that auto launch and nothing else. I mean, that
Yeah.
would be an easy way to do Steam OS, quote unquote. It would not be a full Steam OS, obviously, but
And I would
I mean,
never use that distro ever in my entire life. Anyways,
I'm playing with it.
so
The VM, of course.
I think we're gonna pretty much call it here for the live stream. Thanks to everyone that joined for a little while. It shows that we had 10 viewers, which surprising for a small channel. It's decent, but
Hey, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
thanks guys.
Oh,
for
you
joining.
actually streamed this, Nate?
Yeah,
If I'd known you
streamed
streamed,
this.
I would have shared it on my community. Got you about 4 more viewers.
Yeah, I was actually streaming it. That's the whole point of that's what it was, a community live
Oh.
stream for Christmas.
Well, you know me, I don't read anything.
Next.
I can release videos and like put a short up and
Yeah,
He
it's been a
uses Nix,
busy
Nate.
few
Like, you
weeks.
can't read instructions, so.
He told me to
Someday,
show up.
Nate,
I'm
you're
here.
gonna just do a hijack short where just say the Linux Cats has been hijacked by Nate Picks Tech World.
Hype.
but
Nice.
anyways, thanks for joining, guys. For those that are on YouTube, thanks a lot for hanging out, and we're going to end it here. So, Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and hopefully you got everything you wanted. If not, better luck next year. Peace.